Well, good morning, world. Good morning, universe. We are blessed for we wake up today and we are given the opportunity to experience this beautiful life for one more day, and not even the end of the day is guaranteed. Therefore, appreciate the fact that you are alive today. Make the best of it. Now, today I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Today I'm gonna make you think. Hopefully you are a vast person in your mind and soul, and you have seeked out different ideologies in life, and you didn't just get stuck with one. Now, we've all have read and heard, and we've seen many different ideas out there of how we came to live in this world, how we got created, and for what reasons. So today I'm just gonna make one up. I wrote this little story that explained our existence here in this world from a little atom, and you'll see that I'll even get deeper into the atom, even smaller than an atom itself. And I am not trying to start a new revolution as far as how we actually got here. I actually made up this story in a whim of seconds a few years ago. However, I was reading it today and realized the relevance and the importance of understanding how so many possibilities could be true of our coming here to this earth and our creation. However, it is not about believing this one or believing any other. It's about appreciating what we do have and what we should do with it. So, to start, it is called an atom in heaven. An atom doing its job with perfect discipline. For all of time, although the length of time can never be conceived by our minds, an atom exercised perfect discipline throughout time. The atom did what his job was with no mistakes, no tiredness, no choice, no resistance, no cosmic slip, no excuses. Flying through the universe with perfect order, perfect discipline. The atom has lived for eternity following a plan, a purpose. The atom does not know anything different than purpose and order. The atom has passed through many galaxies and countless stars and planets. The atom has collaborated in the lives of many beings, including the most holiest of human beings, and not excluding the fiercest of beasts in the wild, including in the depths of water that haven't even been discovered by humans yet. Time is a measure which turns out to be something somewhat bogus and false than most uses. For us humans, time is a name given to something simply because we as human beings need to label and categorize each and everything, and even some non-things, just for the sake of organizational order in our minds. For example, you cannot see time. Time is fake. It's a falsity. Just as you can't see inches, you can't see miles, you can't see yards, time is a form of measurement. I cannot tell you, look at that wall and how many inches do you see, and you're realistically telling me how many inches do you see. Inches is used for a measure, and so is time. You cannot see time, however, time is useful in order for us to measure. Time is also useful in order for us not to miss the bus. Nevertheless, time is not something very realistic. However, so this atom has been in the universe essentially for eternity, doing a perfect job with the horse blinders, sort of say. Now, time for its reward. At a given point, or points, depending on the truth or falsity of reincarnation, the atom was due for some well-deserved time, some well-deserved time off. I should say. It's sort of vacation, a reward for his discipline and perfect work. So his boss, or maybe you would like to call him God, comes up to him and says, "You have done such a great job for eternity. You have never failed me. Therefore, I'm going to send you to this paradise on vacation for a short time. So we could call this paradise heaven for us as human beings to comprehend it, to understand it. Or for you, if you can look at it even deeper and more realistic, we could call it Earth. We could call it this little world that we call Earth. For the sake of you understanding what this Earth is and this paradise that this life is, I'm going to call it heaven. Heaven is this paradise with all sorts of beauty in it. Heaven, unlike the majority of the universe, is full of colors, colorful things, and the most fancy to the eyes creatures. Heaven is the place to be if an Adam ever wanted to enjoy some time living. Heaven is a place where you can live rather than simply be. Heaven is a place where an Adam can really be a God in the sense that he controls billions of atoms in one neat little package. This neat little package of sorts is one of the most complex and most advanced robots. Robots, same thing as a sack of bones and skin, but let's call it a robot for the sake of appreciation. This robot, this advanced robot, this package is the human being. So this Adam comes to heaven, comes to this vacation as a human being in control of billions of atoms. There are many special powers and magical elements in this paradise called heaven. Some of the extras of this paradise are the five senses. Hearing. I mean, in heaven, the Adam is provided with five small but useful gifts. I can't even say small, they're just extremes. But just to give you a very small detail of these senses, let's start with hearing. Hearing, to interpret vibrations with the most advanced technologies available, the sense of hearing. With this gift, an Adam can experience the sounds of life. Taste. Taste, the ability to have the most accurate, sensitive, instant feedback and analysis lab in the universe in one's own mouth. With this gift, an Adam can experience the taste of life. Touch. In heaven, the most advanced and sensitive sensory materials given to ones who arrived there. With touch, one can feel the external and even internal elements of the body with the most accuracy available. With this gift, an Adam can experience the touch of life. Smell. This extraordinary sense is like an imaginable particle and cell analyzer that produces faster than light speed results. With this gift, an Adam can experience the smells of life. Sight. Sight is as easily as the others to explain, which none are. Once again, this sense is of an unfathomable advanced technology. With it, an Adam can see dimensions and colors. This gift can determine texture, size, light, darkness, distance, beauty, and all kinds of things. With this gift, an Adam can experience the visualizations of life. love, feelings, the trapped desires that could never be shared or truly felt are enabled in this paradise called heaven. The knowing of an atom being part of everything in the universe allows the atom to have the innate feelings of relation to everything. In heaven, a sense not named yet is given to feelings. Here is where one can touch a broken heart, sadness, pure joy, and bliss. The sense of feeling enables the sensory elements of love along with the sharing of it. How about freedom of choice? Free will is allowed in this heaven. Choice is enabled in this beautiful paradise. The atom has never had choice. The atom, for doing all his work perfectly for eternity, has been granted immunity from perfection in choiceless order. In heaven, an atom gets to simply live and enjoy the brief time it remains in heaven. Communicating with others. As the atom did his job, he had no choice or even turning his focus on any other atoms, much less communicating with them. He had the horse blinders on. In heaven, the atom is allowed to communicate, even interact with others. This gift in heaven is innately felt as human beings have a need to communicate with each other. The ability to create. This one is my personal favorite. One of the greatest gifts in heaven, if we can even qualify one gift better than the other, is the magic and power of creation. The ability not only to create another living being, but also to create one's own reality. When discussing the gift of creation, we must go even deeper than the atom itself, deeper than protons, neutrons, electrons, and even quarks. In looking at this magic power, we might want to ponder a bit on quanta, which is plural for quantum. Everything we see on any given day is made up of not just cells or atoms, but of pure energy. This energy is called quanta. Keep in mind, quanta is the unit measure of pure energy. These quanta are part of what quantum physics is based on. Quanta enables one to materialize what one focuses on. To materialize what one focuses on. This is why success coaches, motivational speakers, and spiritual teachers are accurate in teaching the importance of focus. Also, this is why the term that Buddha threw around when he said, "You are what you think." This term is so correct to so many extents. The extent is you as a human being, not to be confused as your soul, that you can create. There are studies that claim that quanta is, in a sense, created by one's thoughts. Thoughts, being pure energy, have the ability to be matter, well, at least to our senses. When we look at an object such as a TV or a car or a wall or your dining room table, after careful and extreme examination, we will come to the ultimate conclusion that the TV, the wall, the table is not really there. In fact, it is quanta energy moving at a high rate in and out of such an object that gives an illusion that there is actually a solid object in front of us. It's just a vibration of cells and energy clashing onto each other. usually refer as quantum mechanics, it is regarded by virtually every professional physicist as the most fundamental framework we have for understanding and describing nature, for the very practical reasons that it works. It is in the nature of things, not a more or less arbitrary human preference. Now, curiosity. In heaven, the atom no longer has to ponder with no end. In heaven, curiosity is enabled, and actions from them are part of experiencing heaven. To question anything to a stop of action in waits of an answer were never an option before. But in heaven, the atom can simply stop time itself on its track into an answer for the most moment is achieved. That's why we could choose to say no, or let me think about it, or just pull over the car and just ponder. Infinity is still in effect in heaven, therefore curiosity will never end on a true level. Yet the atom has the choice to stop questioning if he so desires, but what sense would that have if infinity is forever infinite? Now, in order for the atom to enjoy this life, to enjoy this experiencing of this paradise, no previous memory has been given to it, for it would ruin the joy of the reward. Yet innate ideas and knowledge is within the atom and the soul of the human being. The atom is the soul, the perfect and purely disciplined atom, the it that always wanted to enjoy what it has been part of for an imaginable amount of time. It's been coming through these humans and these beings and the whole universe. The it that wanted to communicate with other its. The one who obeyed the natural perfect order. The soul, just like the atom, is not the deepest thing. Yet, to the atom there are many protons and neutrons that make up electrons. Right? Inside neutrons, which are no charge, and protons, which are positive charges, they are quarks, which is the smallest element in matter that physicists, scientists have ever came to see so far. The only thing inside an electron itself is itself. So, for the sake of analogies, let us say that the soul is equivalent to the electron. Although elements make up the soul, inside the soul itself, only itself resides. For an atom, God is everything. God is in the atom's soul. The soul, let's go back. The soul, being, in this analogy, the electron, is made up of positive charges and no charges. So let's say in life, in this heaven, there is no right and no wrong, simply positive and neutral charges. Energy are the same, pure energy at that. Only perceptions are wrong. Only perceptions are negative. Only perceptions are bad. But in truth, there is no right and no wrong. No negative. It's simply, in the soul, it's simply positive and neutral charges. Energy are the same. Now for the soul, the human being's soul has an innate nature and of natural order of following the natural laws. The soul is all perfect and disciplined. The essential soul itself is incomprehensible to the mind of a human, yet very much real to human beings. The soul is as real as air, sound, smell, and beauty itself. Although invisible, they are very much real. To understand eternity and infinity is impossible, yet For many minds, the task seems to have an end. The soul has no beginning and no end. Within the universe, there are certain laws, laws that are non-negotiable, laws that are the way things are. Now, in closing, let me call this truth, absolute truth. And I'm done with the story of the atom. I was just explaining to you how we came to be here. Now let me give you a little insight on what derives out of all this. Absolute truth is only found in a way we cannot readily comprehend, much less decipher. Truth is in seeing the falsity of things and becoming completely aware. One examines one's own behavior, one's own actions, and one's own thoughts. And being completely aware, one practices essentially what not to do. In doing so, what to do simply happens. In becoming vast, one is able to see the falsity of many things simply by becoming aware of the endless possibilities that one finds. Endless possibilities that seem reasonable and logical are found everywhere. But to believe in all those reasonable, logical possibilities is insane. It is insane for the simple fact that most contradict all others. Yet, somewhere within all the possibilities, there is some strange, true common realm. Okay. I'm full of anger. I'm full of lust. I'm full of desire. I'm full of greed. I am a beast. No matter how much I study, no matter how much I read, no matter how much I practice, I am what I am. To be full of anger, lust, greed, desire, to be a beast is what I know. To be or not to be all these is not a choice I have. These things are within me absolutely naturally. So why must I try without success to disappear them? Would it not be ignorance for me to create a fairy tale world where I'm not what I am? The more one practices something, the more one begins to believe in it, with a desire to know. One study, one creates theories, one practices those theories, and then the inevitable happens. One becomes that. You are what you think in this sense. But if I have the key, if I have all I need, if I am just as powerful as the best ones out there, then why should I become something that I'm not? If I am white light and black darkness, why should I become a rainbow? Why should I not appreciate what I am, accept it, and do my best with it? Many teachings and rituals make for something undying and everlasting. Yet in life, nothing is dying and everlasting. Life is ever-changing. Not a single cell one contains in one's body was present there 10 years ago. Not one single cell. Today I'm different than I was yesterday. Each and every day we change. Life changes. The whole changes. Then why do I need something permanent in my life? Why must I follow the everlasting pattern I am taught? Why must I not die with each passing day? Each day is a new life. Each day is a new place. Each day is a whole new world. So why must I live in the constraints of the past? We are in all search for truth. Yet the truth cannot be told. The truth can only be experienced. It can only be lived in those happenings when one doesn't live in the falsity of things. One seeks and seeks. One hopes another can tell us what it is and or where to go find it. One has the key, the control. One has the feet to walk there and the know-how of truth. One just can't explain it, but one can live it. My journey is a pathless land. Nevertheless, I walk my journey. I will not get lost. I will appreciate and accept everything that shows up in front of me, everything that shows up in the horizon, and I will continue to walk my journey. If I stop and turn around, I'm not living anymore. Why am I walking in the past? That is not living. That is not what the Adam was given this beautiful vacation in paradise for. That's why there was no memory given to it. So he didn't know the path. Only so he knew that he had a journey. In the same token, the truth cannot be told. The Adam was not given the memory of the path. The truth can only be experienced. We had an innate feeling, an innate wisdom that we must walk this journey. Without knowing the truth, we can still experience it. Just as one finds something that one was looking for only when we stop looking. You lost that book. You look and you look and you tear the house up. You cannot find it. 2 weeks later, when you ain't looking for it, guess what? You found it. Appreciate the journey. Be humble. Truth arrives in one only when seeking ceases. Remember, today is a gift. Today is a miracle. Go out there. Live your life. Walk your journey. Appreciate everyone. Remember, one day you might not be able to have these beautiful senses, these many great things that we experience here in this world, in this paradise, in this heaven of ours, in earth. Sure, I hope for something else after this. I truly believe my soul is everlasting, my body is not. My body came with these senses. I don't know what my soul comes with. I don't know if I'm going to experience life like this anymore. I don't know if I'm going to have the desires anymore. I don't know if I'm going to be able to enjoy. It might be better than this, but it might not. One thing I know for sure is that I have this life to live. Any heavens, any hells, any purgatories, any other paradises beyond my life here on earth is only an assumption. If I believe in those assumptions, I'm believing in something that is not a fact. It might be, but it's not a fact when it's a belief. I'm going to live my life today as if it's the miracle that it truly is to me. I'm not going to live my life miserable in hopes that once I die, then I become living. It doesn't make sense to me. It might be true, yet it doesn't make sense to me. Go out there. Talk to everybody like if they're your long best friend, long lost best friend. Greet everybody with a smile. Throw out that front, throw out that ego. Kill people with kindness. Help somebody today. Talk to somebody today. Buy a cup of coffee to that bum down the street and talk to him. Give him 5 minutes. Your soul is God. The atom is your soul. We're made up of pure energy. Nothing negative about it. Like Tim McGraw said, live every day as if you are dying. Because guess what? We are dying. See you tomorrow. Cheers. Live responsibly.